It's Monday, February the 19th, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the merger of the Barbados National Oil Company Limited and the National Petroleum Corporation should be completed by the end of March. This revelation from project manager in the Project Execution Unit at the MPC, Kim Best, who said the two organizations were currently involved in operational audits in an effort to improve efficiency and reduce their energy consumption. Prime Minister Francis Stewart announced last year that the two organizations would merge, as he stated that the NPC had been forced to function under crippling revenue circumstances 36 years after it was established. Speaking during the launch of a $34 million project to deploy clean fuel and renewable energy in Barbados, Best said officials would ensure workers are able to cope with the pending merger.
We currently have the ad in the paper for the Employees Integration Consultancy. This is basically, as I said, the two companies are merging. So this is to help the two entities or the employees of the two entities cope with the change that is required in order to merge into one organization, because we're going from two different backgrounds. The two entities, one is a government-based type of operation, and whereas the other one is more private sector operation. So there will be some changes required. So that is to help the transition.
Meanwhile, addressing the same function at the Inter-American Development Bank office in Maxwell, Christchurch this morning, Senator Darcy Boyce said the project forms part of the island's push to become one of the greenest economies in the Western Hemisphere. The project, which is being funded through a loan from the IDB, is intended to expand and upgrade the national gas infrastructure and facilitate the installation of a range of energy solutions. Boyce said the project, which will also see the training of staff, should result in a reduction in operational costs for the BNOCL and the NPC.
And so government, through two of its organizations that do not get any subsidy from the government, and they're required to run their operation properly, will become a producer, a major producer of electricity from renewable energy sources, from the variable renewable energy sources. Of course, the BNOCL and NPC will not stop at just doing electricity from variable sources, intermittent sources, but they have work ongoing to looking at making getting baseload energy from treating waste and so on, so that liquid waste to generate more gas, that we can do two things there: clean the environment as well as produce something useful from it.
In other news this Monday, police are investigating the fatal shooting of a 34-year-old St. Michael man around 11:30 last night. The man, whose name has not been disclosed, was walking with his 24-year-old girlfriend through a track in Waterford, St. Michael, when they were approached by a gunman. The gunman shot the male and fled. The victim died on the scene. Bring it on. Opposition leader Mia Motley says the Barbados Labour Party is ready to take on the island's newest political parties who have unfairly targeted the Barbados Labour Party, especially since it is not the party in power. She told supporters it was a strange strategy, but stressed that the BLP is not troubled.
It is the strangest political plan that any of us have ever seen, because we are not the government of this country. But if people are motivated by a vendetta, bring them on. There is no place like home to speak a few home truths. No place like home. Because what is it that we are really facing? Hudson Griffith wanted to run and did not get to run. He ran. David Gill wanted to run and did not get to run. He ran. Lynette Eastman wanted to run and did not get to run. She ran. Wendell Calendar, he run there, he run here, he run there, even run through a proxy, and he run. And Maria Agard, well.
Meanwhile, there's a charge that the parish of St. John has its own sewage woes. Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. John, Charles Griffiths, made the claim last night while addressing party supporters. He said senior citizens who attempted to use the David Thompson Health and Social Services Complex last week were affected by a backup of sewage in the toilets. He accused MP Mara Thompson of not addressing the issue during last week's debate on the estimates, and he promised to bring better representation to the people of St. John.
I am here this evening offering myself as the representative for St. John, and change will come to my parish in St. John. It will come because proactive initiatives and the need to better persons in St. John will happen. We have a current representative who spent 10 minutes in Parliament articulating whatever it is that she believes she should articulate. I mean, the last session, she spoke about the St. John Polyclinic. And the St. John Polyclinic, my friends, is in stress as I stand here this evening. There's a major problem with sewage at the St. John Polyclinic. We have pensioners who are standing up on the outside of the St. John Polyclinic waiting to get in on evening.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Cardiologist Dr. Conrad Murray appears set to head to court to fight for a license to practice in Trinidad and Tobago. Murray, the former doctor of U.S. pop king Michael Jackson, wrote to the Medical Board of Trinidad and Tobago last year to confirm whether he was registered after board members allegedly spread malicious information about his status. However, to date, the board has not responded to the letter, which warned of legal action in 21 days if it failed to respond. Murray was jailed in 2010 for involuntary manslaughter after Jackson died. He served 2 years in jail. His medical licenses in Texas, California, and Nevada have been suspended. And on the international scene, search and rescue teams are continuing to look for an Iranian plane that crashed in bad weather yesterday. The Asiman Airlines passenger plane came down in the Zagros Mountains on Sunday, and all 66 people on board are feared to have been killed. More details in this CNN report.
The aircraft took off at 7:55 local time, and according to authorities there, crashed or disappeared rather from radar fairly rapidly. It's believed to have crashed in the Dina Mountains, which is a very wide, well, there's an individual mountain, but it's got many peaks over 4,000 meters. That's over 12,000 feet. Authorities there, members of the company that are running the airline, saying that it crashed in the Dina Mountain area. This is obviously a mountainous area. It's an area popular with people getting out of town. It's a popular place for holiday makers, but it is not associated with any kind of military activity, nothing to do at all with Iran's now shelved nuclear program, for example. So I don't think there's any suspicion being cast over this event at the moment.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.